I have an easy solution. Take the boys back to the island. You can bring Jax. It doesn't matter.
I understand that, Kate Howard used to date Trevor Lansing.
What does Kate have to do with
Nothing. I'm just spinning a hypothetical here.
Oh, okay.
What if the positions were reversed? What if there was an enemy of Trevor's and that person was threatening Kate Howard and he wanted to send her away to keep her safe, but he said you could join them? How would you feel?
Well, Kate isn't the mother of Trevor's children.
Okay, so you're saying that if Kate had children with Trevor, that it would be okay for her to go along and you would be willing to go too? I can tell you the answer to that. You'd say, hell no. So how's Jack supposed to feel?
Last night, you went to confront a dangerous man. Okay? And it all blew up in your face. So you got mad at Jax, you blamed Max, but you know what? That was all a smokescreen. Because the bottom line is, you put yourself in a dangerous situation. You gotta stop that.
I want to find out who killed Letitia.
What if you make yourself a target? Or you get yourself hurt or killed? Look, listen to me, okay? You gotta stay out of it. Promise me you'll do that.
If I promise anybody anything, promise him Jax.
Who?
You know, I only came by here to tell you I don't want Max to follow me anymore, okay? He knows way too much about how we used to be, and it makes me a little uncomfortable.
Okay, fair enough.
Fine.
I'll just have Max protect Kate, because, yeah, I'll do that.
Don't you dare.
Max with you, Max with Kate. It's up to you, you know.
That is unfair, okay? And it's low.
What?
Fine.
Okay.
Fine. Max can follow me. But you and Max, I want you guys to respect my privacy. Just like I'm trying to respect yours.
Custody, or even visitation, of Cameron is off the table. Cameron is not Lucky's son, legally or biologically, so Lucky has no rights whatsoever as far as Elizabeth's oldest son is concerned.
That may be true, according to the letter of the law. But I really find it unsettling that you and your client would want to separate Cameron from the only father that he's ever known in what amounts to be a negotiating tactic.
Lucky does have certain theoretical rights as far as Jake is concerned. However, Mr. Spencer's problems with substance abuse are a matter of public record, and I have already lined up expert testimony as to the high incidence of relapse, and I am fully prepared to prove that it is not Elizabeth, but Lucky who presents the true danger to Jake.
Okay, so before I take the next step, I just want to be sure that you and your client are refusing to compromise on any level.
Okay. 50-50 custody is absolutely unacceptable. My client wants full custody. Lucky can have visitation with both boys every other weekend, 2 weeks in the summer, and alternating Christmases.
I think we're wasting each other's time, and we're clearly wasting our client's money.
Lucky chose to make this a fight. Now, if he did so at your instigation, I strongly advise you to reconsider. Tell Lucky to take whatever Elizabeth is willing to give him, or he will wind up with nothing. The guy is a wretched failure as a husband, and I can and will prove it in court.
Diane, do you understand that we're talking about real human beings here?
Mm-hmm. And my person wants to hang on to her children. And I intend to make damn sure that she does. Excuse me.
There's no reason for me to talk to you about the divorce.
Well, I just wanted to apologize for what happened at Jason's trial. I know how difficult it must have been when I brought out Elizabeth's affair with Jason.
No, Rick, you don't know.
No. I imagine that revelation is the primary reason that you two are divorcing.
You know what? Like I said, I'm not interested in discussing this with you.
I'm just wondering if you appreciate the irony here, Lucky, that Jason was able to take Elizabeth away from both of us. It just doesn't seem right.
Yeah. Neither is what you did with Elizabeth by putting her on the witness stand.
I wasn't the one who had an affair with your wife while you were still married to her.
Are you just trying to get me to join your war against Jason?
Never hurts to have an ally.
You're my boss. I treat you with respect. But what you did with Elizabeth, by dragging her through the mud in the courtroom, it was wrong. So no matter what you say, the only person who benefited from this was you.
I'm so grateful you found this place for me.
Yeah, I knew you didn't want to stay at Audrey's for too long.
I finally feel independent again. As opposed to a 3-time failure who runs home to Graham's every time she falls flat on her face.
Are you kidding? You are not a failure. Elizabeth, you get huge points for trying, first of all. Most people don't even do that. You have 2 great sons. You're beautiful. You're dedicated to your work. Your life has a world of potential, and it's just waiting for you to figure out what is next.
Well, next is settling in, making a routine for myself and the boys so the 3 of us can start to feel like a family.
And what about Lucky?
Once the mediation is done and there's a custody agreement, I hope that Lucky and I will be able to make things okay for Cameron and Jake.
Hold the elevator. Thank you.
Signing out.
When will you be back?
I'm gone for the afternoon.
So's Dr. Scorpio. Coincidence?
Hey, you're the one that's always coming down on staff for sticking their noses in other people's business.
Well, it's hard to resist with you and Dr. Scorpio broadcasting your relationship problems all over this hospital. So by all means, please take the rest of this afternoon off, and for heaven's sakes, get it worked out.
Hey, it's Patrick Drake. I think we need to talk.
Don't let Logan get to you.
Every word out of his mouth is a lie.
So Logan's not really worried about Lulu.
Yes, he is worried about Lulu. She finally came to her senses. She realized that that deal she made with Scott was a swindle, so she's washed her hands of him. I couldn't be more thrilled.
You don't look very thrilled.
Well, you're right. That's because it's no fun making an embarrassing mistake and having it pointed out to you by your father.
Oh, you mean like when Father told you were going to regret marrying Lawrence Ashton along with all the rest of your husbands?
Yeah, like that.
Well, Father was right, but you refused to listen. So what makes you think that Lulu listened to Luke? I mean, I'm surprised she didn't run straight back to Logan.
She probably needed time to think. I mean, she made Scott a promise, and I'm sure she got herself all psyched up to give Logan a second chance, and then she realized.
What are you and the undead arguing about?
Nothing. He's not here. I have something to tell you.
What?
The night that Lulu found out that Logan was two-timing her, she took off. She hitchhiked.
Well, that's not smart. At least she survived.
Well, actually, that was in question for a while. She got picked up by Anthony Segarra's son.
Anthony Segarra?
Apparently there is some unrest among the criminal element. He may or may not be moving into town. That was the night his son showed up.
Does this son have a name?
Where'd you learn how to pick a lock?
My dad taught me. Figured I shouldn't know how to hotwire a car until I learned how to pick a lock. I bet the owners use this place for fishing in the spring and never show up the rest of the year. The fridge is probably stocked too, so we'll rest up and then I'll think about going with you to Canada.
You don't seem in any hurry to get back to Port Charles.
Well, I'm not ready to get in the middle of a fight between my dad and Logan. I mean, the truth is I'm not ready to face Logan at all. I just need some time away to figure out what I want.